So I'm an entrepreneur, originally from Madrid, Spain, but I've lived here in California for about half my life. I got a university degree at San Jose State, a bachelor's degree in business, international business, and I've always been in technology, and I've started two companies, one in the consulting business and the other one a software as a service business, UserZoom, and I live here in Silicon Valley since 2009. The target market, the ICP or ideal customer profile that we were after, they were here in Silicon Valley, mostly technology companies, Google, PayPal, Yahoo. Most of these guys were really sensitive to the quality of the user experience, the quality of the experience that users had, the end users. So they really wanted to do testing and research and analytics on everything that had to do with how users and why users do what they do. So UserZoom offered that type of insight, and Silicon Valley had most of those customers. Also, it's an ideal place to start your company, of course. And so we took advantage of the whole ecosystem here in Silicon Valley. This was one of the key reasons that I think we were successful. During the consulting years, during the scaling of the consulting business, we learned a lot about the problems in the market. I always talk about some concept called falling in love with the problem, which means that you are intimate with what's going on, why is there a pain point. During the consulting years, we learned a lot, and we became experts in the field. It gave us the idea of launching a product that would automate the way that we were, offering services for our customers. Bootstrapping is definitely very, very hard, very difficult. So I think bootstrapping was very difficult, but it also forced us to be very, very focused and very disciplined with expenses. That led us to actually grow the business up until approximately $15 million in revenue with very little money. And so that helped us obviously keep control and own the majority of the company. In my case, I came here to the US, my founding partners stayed in Spain, and I kept a Spanish salary for years and years. And also, you don't have as much resources to spend on sales or marketing. So there was this distance back in the day. It wasn't the same as today with Zoom and multiple video conferencing tools, and everybody is working remotely today. But back in the day, it felt very, very distant. That was very difficult for me to be here alone and grow the business at that time. I do believe that there was a point in time when we were scaling. I think, if I remember correctly, we were probably somewhere in the 15, 20 million, maybe more around 25 to 30 million dollars. So it was already a good business, growing and fairly successful in that sense. But we hired quite a few leaders that were experienced leaders here in Silicon Valley. They had plenty of success before, and this was a classic move of, hey, now that we've raised some capital, now that we're doing well, we're going to go out and hire senior executives, professional executives. The pivotal moment came when we realized that we weren't really renewing the business. We weren't really keeping those customers for a long term. So the customer lifetime value was not that good. The renewal rate was not that good. And we had to do something. And we had experienced operators. So I think the pivotal moment was when I decided, or I, together with the management team, decided to change these leaders and hire a couple of internal people who were younger, didn't have the experience, but they knew the company and the customer really, really well. We took a leap of faith, and about 1 to 2 quarters later, we never looked back. And we had 4 to 5 years of growth, success, much higher renewal rates. I feel very, very proud about that decision. It was very controversial, but it was an important, pivotal moment in our journey. Tremendously, and this was one of the biggest lessons learned. My style changed tremendously when we started scaling, and you go from being the entrepreneur, founder, to being what I call a real CEO. I think up until a certain moment, you're a founder, entrepreneur, but being a CEO means that you start hiring really good people, really good talent, and that you start delegating many of the tasks that you did before. And then later, I became a co-CEO, and the person that was a co-CEO with me had a lot more experience than I did. So I learned a ton from him. And so we divided our roles and the tasks and the responsibilities. And so I became more of a founder, visionary, a market person, a market expert. I always dealt with customers, and I kind of knew where the puck was going. It's kind of how we say, like in hockey, right? Where the puck is going. You don't, or in soccer, football. You don't pass it directly to the person. You pass it a little bit ahead, right? Because that's where they're going. So I always use that analogy, trying to see and envision where things were going. So my role as a leader became a lot more of a visionary. Also, I really cared about the culture of the business. So I invested quite a bit. We invested quite a bit in our employees and taking care of them, keeping them motivated, keeping them focused. While other management team members, again with more experience than me, took care of the real daily operations. I think the top advice would be first to understand the problem, as I said earlier. Really understand if coming here is going to help you scale and offers a solution. For us, coming here was all about connecting with the target market, not so much raising capital, but I think it's very important that a founder considers Silicon Valley as a great place to network, not just to raise capital, and also potentially connect to the customer. Focus on the problem, focus on the customer and the pain point. I think the other advice I would give, I can't just give one for the interview. Let's just do maybe 2 or 3. But the other advice would be to be open. Don't be shy to ask for help, ask for advice. There are so many other people like myself who have been through the journey that are very open and willing to help you. But you have to go and ask. You have to find those people. You have to network and ask for help. So maybe that's the second advice I would give. Back in the day, I remember having a vision on what digital experience was about. Very automated, very much quick, having a good time using products, right? The products that didn't provide a good experience to users failed. And the best example, obviously, is the Apple, the iPhone, that focused on the customer experience and the user experience. As we move forward and we see what the digital experience is today, you see that they have improved quite a bit. There's a lot better design out there. The UI, the UX, the front end of these applications is much, much better. And so now it's starting to become a little bit more of a commodity. And then here comes AI, which automates things even more. And so what I'm seeing is that there will be much more automation. Agents will do things for us. Things will happen a lot faster. But what I'm hoping is that the future of digital experience also has a human side and is customized for the human. I've always believed that technology should follow the experience, not the other way around. It was Steve Jobs that said, let's start with the customer experience and work backwards. So the future of digital experience start with the human experience. Start with who's going to use these products. Understand their needs, understand their behavior, and then shape and develop those digital experiences based on that. That's what I'm hoping, but at the same time, I kind of feel like as a visionary, I think that's where things are going. Well, I believe in the value of network. I believe in the value of knowing people. Everybody in the world wants to be in Silicon Valley. Every entrepreneur wants to come here and make it. And there's just so much competition. I think the California-Spain Chamber of Commerce can help navigate, right? Maybe take those first steps or connect you to the right person. That's also why I'm involved. I just want to help out. Sometimes you don't have to make certain mistakes. We made a lot. I wish I had had a California-Spain Chamber of Commerce when we started it. You need the right connections, the right knowledge and information, the right ecosystem, we can be part of the ecosystem for entrepreneurs, and essentially just help you scale and sell your solutions or your services or your products to the customers.